On, boys? What's going on? Josefsky here. It's Friday night. It has been a long bitch of a week. A very, very long and brutal week. Barbarian week. Let me forward this live to my mates. So yeah, it's been a total bitch of a week, but here we are. It's Friday night. It's time for live. It's time to go live. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Joseph. I am the Wing Bro. On this channel, we discuss all things relationship and cold approach based. Okay, that is the focus of this channel. This is my speciality here on the interwebs. And tonight, we're going to discuss post 35 rebuilding your life. Post 35 rebuilding your life through the dojo and through the medium of cold approach. As you can see, I have no shirt on tonight, because I just can't be arsed. See these bags under my eyes. It's been a long week, but that's all right. That's all right. So we're going to go through the topics this evening. If anyone watches this back, I think there will be some useful stuff in here, I do believe. So, yeah, the title of the live is Single Guy or Separated Guy over 35, Rebuilding the Cold Approach Advantage, rebuilding through the medium of cold approach, rebuilding through the dojo of cold approach. What's up, guys? So we're rebuilding through the dojo of cold approach. So Celine and Elias, I don't know if you're going to be too interested in this channel, to be honest, guys. But anyway, you're welcome to watch along. This is really mostly focused at men looking to improve their relationships, looking to improve their lives. That's what we're doing here. So yeah, right now I'm back in Chef Town, and I'm in this somewhat dingy room. I'm not even going to show you the rest of the absolute state that this room is at the moment, because I'm just doing everything from this one room. So I'm working constantly. I feel like this. I'm like in dormitory life right now. Okay, so anyone under the age of 18, please just get out of my life. I'm gonna kick you out right now. I definitely don't want you in my life. Remove. Yeah, I'm only keeping the chat on just in case any entourage boys come in. So yeah, let's just get rolling with it. Why is cold approach? Yeah, guys, if you're under 18, I don't want in this live, to be honest. Why is cold approach such a good medium for guys to rebuild? Why is the dojo of the streets such a good medium to rebuild? So if you know what cold approach is, it's essentially interacting with women. I suppose you could do it if you were a woman doing it with a man, but it's basically men who go to interact with women apropos of nothing. So rather than wait till the bar's open, rather than do it online on an app, we just go out into the street, into the mall. Hey, excuse me, stop. Pay the woman a compliment, have a chat with her, and we take things from there, right? It's called cold approach. It's a bit of a technical word. All it really is going up to strangers who you think could be interesting or attractive and just striking up a conversation. Why is this such a good dojo for men? Why is this such a good dojo for self-improvement? Especially if you're kind of maybe more of a overthinking type, maybe an introverted type. This is such a good dojo because it pulls you out of your comfort zone and it pushes you into a kind of new arena, just going up to a random person. And you have these crazy interactions. But for a lot of guys, I'd say for 99% of guys, you're getting over fear, you're getting over a sense of spotlight effect, you're getting over shyness, you might even be getting over some childhood issues. Like you don't even realize until you start doing this, you go, wow, I've got some weird thing from my childhood here. That's a little bit screwed. Why don't I feel like I've got the authority to do this? Why do I feel I need the permission to do this? Why do I feel X? Why do I feel Y? Why do I feel this particular girl, I felt like she was above me in some way? It is really a journey into the mind. It's a journey into the psyche in a way I just haven't seen, I've not experienced anything quite like it, or very few things quite like it, as exposing and as interesting. And when you actually, the more you do it, the more used to it you get, you find in order to have improved, you've somehow leveled yourself up. You leveled yourself up psychologically on steroids. So there is no limit to how psychologically jacked you can get. There is a limit to how jacked my biceps can get, but there is no limit to how jacked my mind can get psychologically. There's even a limit to knowledge, but in terms of psychological jackedness, balls, confidence, being self-assertive and so on, there really isn't an upper limit. We don't even know what it is, actually. We haven't explored that far. Most guys, we're kind of like, most guys are literally like subterranean, right? Never mind, like, we're trying to ascend like maybe a little bit onto the surface. Now we're kind of going up the hill a little bit. There's like mountains and there's a stratosphere. We don't even know where it ends. We don't even know where it ends. Right? Most guys are so subterranean, so submerged with their self-esteem, with their self-confidence, with their ability to meet new people in public, that they don't even know where this dojo could eventually take us. You work, and then all of a sudden you start to be on a rocket ship. You're just going to the moon. A lot of us experience that at the end of our sets and sessions. So cold approach is a dojo, and I think it's unique. I think it's unique because I think most men on some level, they harbor some kind of, or many men anyway, they can often harbor some kind of fear of judgment from women or fear of rejection. I actually think this is almost normal. Probably there are some men who don't experience it, but for a lot of men, they just do. There's all sorts of broken homes going on these days. It's almost the majority. People have been abandoned by their dads. There's the mom's the only authority figure, the only care figure. Maybe the female opinion carries too much weight with these guys, and maybe even myself as well. I don't know. Or if you're looking to get something you want, i.e., a relationship, a sexual liaison, you can't actually. It's one thing you can't just get yourself. Someone else has to want it as well, basically. And so that puts you in a strange position as like a high achieving guy, because it's not like, I want to get ripped, I go to the gym, I do it myself. I want to make money, I start a business, I do it myself. I want to get good at dancing, I just go to dance class. I want to get good at language, I study that. Whereas this is one of those things the other person has to be a participant in it. They have to really want it as well, relationship or a liaison. And so, yeah, it brings out another side. It brings out another side of the world. And I do think most men, on some level, have some kind of not all, but most have some kind of issues going on here. So cold approach just like exposes that and then allows you to move through it very, very rapidly. What's up, Mateo? So yeah, the post 35 thing, I've got a video coming out soon, which I just did today, on cold approach, into your 30s and 40s and 50s. But I do think cold approach, like post some kind of a breakup or a divorce, it's a great way to get your mojo back, get that testosterone flowing again, get yourself out into the streets, get yourself complimenting the women, get yourself in the interactions, and actually, it's just such a great way to kickstart your dating life again. So, yeah, after you've had some kind of an issue, once you've recovered, don't do it like 2 weeks after you fucking got divorced. Wait like a year, or probably a year to be honest, to recover properly. Then get yourself into it, and you'll find, it's a great tool for self-development. And wherever you're at, even if you're basically shit, and if you go from a -6 to a -3, well, that's actually pretty fucking good. You've actually just gone up 3 points. That's pretty impressive. You might get to a 2 if you keep going for another couple of months. Whereas, or if you go from a 5 to an 8, actually that would actually be amazing. So wherever you are, you can improve, and improvements people make can be fucking insane. And so there are other things that are kind of ancillary benefits to this whole cold approach space, which I think maybe people aren't. I don't think I was expecting when I got into it, but one of them is accountability, working with other people. So such as coaches, I work with Christian. People can work with me. SP brother, good to have you in, mate. Great to have you in. What do you think of the thumbnail, mate? What do you think of those girls in the thumbnail? Got one Latina, one Banjaluka girl. Um, but yeah, the stuff that I wasn't expecting with Cold Approach and joining the entourage. So it's a group of guys. We're all into it. International Cold Approach, international dating all over the world via the means of face-to-face interaction, organic face-to-face interaction, TM. Um, that sense of accountability to your mates, that sense of going out on a session together and you push each other and you have like fun sets and you have these amazing interactions with the girls, you're pushing yourself with your mates. Um, that sense of accountability and that sense of brotherhood and tribalism, sometimes you can forget how much you need that as a man. You can forget how much you need it as a guy. We're tribal creatures, man. We do well in tribes, and most of the time we don't have it. We're kind of perpetually starved of that. And the best a lot of guys have is like, let's go down to the football or whatever. And ultimately, like, I think this is something I'm starting to see more and more. You look at the guys who do, or look at the guys who go to the football, or look at the guys who do jiu-jitsu. What is it really about? It's about tribalism. It's about tribalism. It's about brotherhood. And so another thing you can do, I mean, football, jiu-jitsu, that's all great, but another thing you can do is just like go out on the hunt, meet some girls, meet up with your mates, have a street party, go for coffees, go, chat to people around the town, have some random interactions with people, and just have great conversations. I think there's a lot of guys in Cold Approach who, one of the best parts of it is like you go and do these great interactions with the girls and get dates and all the rest of it. But while you're doing that, you might be walking around the town with your mate talking about medieval history, like me and SB were, or like me and Yambik Pentameter do in Manchester. We'll be talking about the Byzantine Empire, then we'll be like, oh man, she's incredible. I go after her. So it's just a fun activity, and it's a tribal activity, and so that brotherhood, that tribalism is so important to guys. And I think as you get older as well, friends go off and get married, um, life changes, and people don't have access to those old networks as easily. People have kids, you never see them, they get divorced, they whatever. And so finding activities you can do together, that tribal bonding, going out on the hunt, that's all part of it. That's all part of it. And I think in the future, a lot of the guys in the entourage, I mean, I know I'll be cold approaching for a long time to come, even if I'm probably even if I'm married, I'll still do it. But I think we'll do other tribal like stuff, brotherhood like stuff in the future. Literally probably going out hunting somewhere. We'll go out with Joe Rogan and hunt some like fucking elk or whatever in somewhere in Colorado, or do trips. I can see all of that on the horizon. I mean, in fact, we've already done a trip to Barcelona, but we'll do stuff that goes beyond approach. Because I think, if the group is successful in 5 years, probably a lot of the guys will be married off with children, or supermodels, or running a harem, an imperial harem in like, I don't know, in Iran or something. So the activities I think will change, but that brotherhood, that feeling of brotherhood, I think will remain. Yeah, I've got a long list of things to go through today. So, yeah, in the title, I specified the age of 35 because I do think it is different post 35. I do think it's different post 35. You're very, very much you're expected to be an established adult post 35, even if you may not feel like it, even if you still want to go out clubbing with 20-year-olds, you're expected to be an established adult. And it can feel different. And I started to, yeah, with clubs and stuff, you can still keep going, but I started to see the signs. I think it was the last few nights out during the pandemic, which killed nightlife anyway. But I just started to think, I want something else. I don't have I was chatting up the barista in Benfica, Lisbon, which she's the girl I eventually had my liaison in the elevator room with. But I was like, man, I'm chatting to this barista every day. This is the only girl I've got around here, and then I'm on nights out chatting to other girls. But I could see girls around in the mall, in the metro, and there's so many times I really wanted to approach, but I was just shitting myself. I was like, how the fuck would I even do it? You know, I was so nervous. And this is only what 4 years ago, and this is a guy who I can approach like crazy in clubs. Not too much of an issue, especially if mates are around. Um, but yeah, I couldn't for the life of me do it in a mall because it was too much of an unknown. So cold approach completely broke open this entire fucking world, like completely broke it open. Um, and so yeah, post 35, I think you do need a new outlet. You need a new outlet. Um, and starting again as well in general post 35, like it's not the same as starting out when you're 25. There's more water under the bridge. In a way, there's more expectations of you. So yeah, I think actually guys who are over 35, if you're getting into cold approach, quite honestly, I would just honestly just I would invest in training with someone. I actually would, because the process otherwise, you're not like a 19, 20-year-old going out, learning your trade. Like, you want to get as good as you can as quickly as you can. And you may have some pretty bad habits and bad mentalities, and it might take you 6 months to root all of that out and get decent. It may do. I'd say it took me. I'd say it took me. I was good on my first weekend, but that's because I had Christian with me. But it was because of me, but it's also because I had Christian with me. But then I went out and got my bones going out solo. Getting your bones in the mafia is where you have to go and kill someone in the mafia. That's what they call it, getting your bones. So they send you, you're a new mafia member. You're walking around with a swagger, but you've not really done anything yet. Getting your bones is they go, right, Joseph, this guy, that's it, on this day. And you've got to go and fucking do it. Or you've got to go and rob a fucking liquor store or something, whatever. It's mostly killing people, to be fair. They call it getting your bones. I like that phrase. But yeah, getting your bones with cold approach is much more pleasant. You just have to go and do approach sessions and get numbers and stuff. And I did that solo. I did most of that solo through Brazil and Dominican, through UK, Brazil, and Dominican. And that first year, that was still like I was still going through it, to be honest with you. The entourage wasn't as well developed as it is now. The infrastructure that we're putting in place now, and that I'm putting in place on my channel, and that is going to grow, so like the infrastructure conceptually is going to be so much more developed after I'm done with what we're going to do here, that anyone coming in is going to have much more of a roadmap, going to have connections, is going to have know where to go, know what to expect. There's going to be much more. We were just like going through the fucking wilderness, going through the jungle, hacking through the jungle. What happens if I do this approach on this girl here at the acai stand on the beach? Oh, that was weird. Oh, great. Now everyone's staring at me. Well, how does this feel? I feel like a complete twat. Amazing. Okay, now let's move on. This approach here, just down by yeah, I don't know, down in the mall. Oh, can we chat to the girls in the mall? Can we get their numbers? Can we get their instas? Yeah, maybe not. Stopping the girl is just paying for credit on her phone. And this is all Brazil. Brazil is a fucking nightmare, dude. How driven you have to be, actually, in this current era that I've just been through, to get really proficient after only 2 or 3 days training. How driven you actually have to be is fucking demented. You have to be, well, I had to be so driven to get even respectable at this, because otherwise, if you don't do it, the skill's just going to go away. The skill's just going to go away. And so yeah, so I pushed and pushed and pushed, had all these crazy realizations. My goal now that I've mapped this territory out, I've hacked my way through the jungle, I can just put the roads down. I can put the cafe down. I can put the hotels down. Guys, take this road down there. You see the cafe on the right. Enjoy. Pause there. Yep, you've got a big hill to climb. Do that. At this point, you can take a rest in the hotel. There's going to be infrastructure there. This will be your guide. Wingbro will be your guide. Christian will be your guide. Ephraim will be your guide. So there's all this structure that's going to be in place now. So you're going to be able to actually get good without literally having to hack your way through an unknown jungle through fucking Brazil in the tropics. Yeah, because I've now even been mapping what's it like in the fucking Balkans, like, which is interesting territory to cold approach. So it's all been mapping, and now this whole thing, this infrastructure is going to be put down. So yeah, that's going to be something I think I'm very excited about that. Actually, I'm very excited about that, to be sharing that with people as time goes on, because I think the more men realize the power of just learning to approach, and if you're pretty solid, you can learn pretty quickly and get used to it pretty quickly. The power of that, the way that changes your life is fucking mental, dude. It's just kind of like your only limiting factor really is just how much energy do you have, can you be arsed, and do you have time? You actually no longer have any limiting factors. You're not limited by who's in the club. You're not limited by who responds to you on Tinder. You're not limited by anything, really. You're just limited by how much energy do you have. I suppose your location does have to be good as well, but that's obvious. Um, it's completely blast open your dating life, like, in an insane way. The empowerment is insane. So the more men that get that, the better. And I suspect it will always be a 1% thing, a 2% thing in Europe. But I don't know. There could come a tipping point. We might get to a tipping point where it really takes off. We get 20, 30%. And if 20 and 30% start doing it, then it's going to be 100. So who knows where this movement could end up. But yeah, I suspect it will always be a 1% of masochists who are willing to put in those hard yards. But yeah, with the infrastructure we're going to put in place, hope maybe we can get that up to like 1.5%, 2%. I don't know. The guys who are like, they're still fucking beasts, but maybe they just want a little bit more guidance. That's all going to be coming. Yeah, expectations. The expectations should be, I think, your expectations with cold approach, you'll get good, but it's going to depend on what kind of guy you are. It will depend on a lot of different things. And you're going to have to, there are like general principles with the approach itself, but in terms of your program, if I treat it actually, in terms of your program, that's going to depend on the type of approach you are, type of athlete you are, basically. I treat it now as a sport. That's how I treat cold approach, as a sport, as a social sport, but almost a physical sport as well. And the way I do it is I basically go high intensity, and then I recover. So I might go high intensity for a day, 2 days, an afternoon, but like fucking high intensity. And then I recover afterwards. Other guys, they're more like, it's the equivalent of do 20 push-ups a day. They go out and do 2, 3 approaches a day. For me, I can't do that because I have too many other things going on in my life. So I can't, if I've got a lot of work in the day, even if I get a break, I just don't want to approach. I just want to rest my mind and be ready for the shit I've got to do in the evening or the afternoon. So that I get ready for the Saturday or Friday and I just go fucking hard. Sometimes I go hard Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then just rest the rest of the week and focus on what I've got to do. But yeah, high intensity, hit programming. That's what I do. Other guys, they might be different, but yeah, I do think someone coming on a session with me, they would find like a big lesson would be they're ponderous. They're wandering around for 5, 6 hours because I know because I've done this myself, trying to find the approach, trying to find out. Because now when I'm out, it's bang, 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 bang. Like it's just hammer, and I find that more preferable, like sprints basically. Just boom, let's go, let's run. And that energy is good as well. It feels good. And then when you're knackered, okay, yeah, are we done? Have I done enough? Yeah, right, I'm done. That's a good feeling as well. When you've done your session, that's what we've been getting in Manchester, where you do a real fucking session. You get 2, 3 numbers, you do a bunch of approaches, your mates do the same, you do some crazy approach, run down the street, the girl's got her mates with her, stop them all, whatever. All these crazy approaches that we do, and when you've done it, you put a real shift in, and then you just go for a drink together, and it's like, yeah, fucking A. Good work, guys. Like, between 3 guys, you like picked up 10 numbers in the street. That's not even a thing. Yeah, we just did it, three of us. Um, so yeah, I went on a bit of a yeah. So that's expectations. I treat it as athletics. I treat it as sport, hit, high intensity. Some guys are very flirty guys in general. I'm actually not. I'm not a flirty guy in general because it's like I'm task focused. Everything I'm doing every day is task, 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 all day long, every day, everything. So I'm not a flowy type of guy. I like to go, okay, right, now I'm with a friend, now I can chill with this friend. Now I'm in approach, right, now I'm gonna have fun. But some people can just kind of float through life and they can flirt at work, flirt at the gym. That is not me. That's not me. And so I just accept that and I do it the way I do it, which is high intensity. Yeah, that's how I do it. Um, yeah, it's enjoyable. I think it's impactful with the girls as well. Was there anything else? Yeah, I mean the guy I worked with last weekend, he did some fucking he was high intensity as well. He did about fuck my life. He'd done about 25 approaches by about 4 p.m. That's just monstrous intensity. Like that is a lot. It's really a lot. It's really a lot. A session of 10, that's a big fucking session. We do it in reps. It's like 10 reps is like, yeah, dude, you gone to failure, dude. You gone to failure. Obviously, sometimes you might get longer interactions, sometimes they're very short, but every one, it's an outgoing of energy, especially if you're introverted. Um, and then yeah, afterwards we just did a session together, and I was like I'm kind of ready to go myself, so I just did three in like 30 minutes. Um, yeah, so anyway, so that's expectations. That's treat it as athletics. Mirror, got written down here. Yeah, cold approach just holds a mirror up to you. Um, Guys who've done it for any length of time know that. And any length of time is basically like one approach. It'll hold a mirror up to you, even just one approach. Forgot here. Peak. Yeah, when is your peak in daytime approach? Fuck knows. I don't know. No idea. Who cares? Um, my friend I was out with today just for a coffee, he's in his 40s. I mean, he ain't struggling. Um, the friend I spoke to early this week, uh, I don't know what should I call him. Well, he's Thailand. He lives in Thailand. We'll call him. We'll call him. We'll call him Thailand Baz. Thailand Baz. Like he's in his 70s and he's still macking now. So who fucking knows what your peak is? I don't know why I put that, but yeah, peak. It's definitely older. I'd say it's definitely 30s and 40s for sure. Um, I don't know 50s though. Maybe 50s. You know, one of my friends in his 50s. He's still. I see what he's up to. He's now getting into his mid 50s. Fucking insane. Um, Introvert versus extrovert. Yeah, introvert versus extrovert. Talked about this. An introvert is basically someone who gets there, who recharges energy through time alone, quiet time alone. I would say I'm probably ambivert slash introvert. Like I'm a very outgoing person, but how I get my energy is low stimulus activity, or just lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and then I'm good, and then I'm good. Um, I could. There's no way I could like what Ephraim did for his cold approach. The only way I could do that would be if I just did nothing else at all. I wouldn't be able to work. I wouldn't be able to do anything else. If I said, okay, I'll do 30 days of cold approach, I'd be able to go every day, but I would have to literally rest and just do nothing else but just quiet activities for the rest of the day. Yeah, I wouldn't. That must have been a crazy experience. But in general, I like to take rest between sessions. And this, to be fair, this is one of the difficulties of it is programming your sessions. Like if you have a tiring week, it does take a little bit of motivation to get yourself out on a Saturday. Make sure you actually go and do the approaches. It's worth it. It's worth it, but it's a bit of an outlay of energy. Whereas the extrovert is naturally like they get energy from social interactions. So like for them to stay at home and relax, that's actually probably going to lose them energy. So they actually gain a lot of energy from social interactions. So yeah, extroverts. Actually, my friend Sinner, I was out with him today. I think he's more of a natural extrovert than me. We're all different. We all can have conversations, but I think he's more of a natural extrovert. So he's more into like conversations just generally with staff and everything. He's more into it. Whereas for me, I can do it, but if I'm tired or I do that as like a specific thing, like when I'm going out to do more social stuff, I want to get myself into the flow, I'll do it then. On a general day to day, though, I actually don't want to talk that much to people. If I go to the coffee shop in midweek and I've got an hour to myself, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to be alone, maybe write some stuff down and think. And then wait till the weekend when I've got the energy, then I'll expend it then. But some people, we're all different in terms of what our profile is. So I think being honest with yourself, if you are more introverted, you're still going to go and do it, but just give yourself that time to recover. Give yourself that time in the week. Stay in a couple of nights. Stay in a few nights. A good happy medium for me actually with like a way I can get myself out without having to even interact is dance. It's like such a good activity for introverts because I just go to kizomba or salsa. I don't even speak to anyone. I just mysteriously go and slink in and dance around with the girls and then fuck off again. And it doesn't really take any energy off me socially. I still feel good. Um, yeah. I suppose if you're like a programmer, you could recover in the day while you're doing your programming work, and then you have that energy at night. For me, because I do a lot of speaking in the day, it's harder on this channel as well. Um, yeah, the last thing I'm just gonna say. Well, the last thing I'm gonna say here is your 30s and 40s. If you actually just unlock cold approach and you start to unlock your life professionally and geographically a little bit, you can hit like a point where your horizons vastly expand. That's happened to me to a point of like uh, I'm at a point I know where my horizon has expanded from like UK Western Europe to like fucking Brazil Caribbean to like Eastern Europe fucking Balkans to and I'm already thinking Asia, I'm already thinking Africa. Who fucking knows how big these horizons can get? It may even be detrimental actually to make them too big, but I think it's good to expand them though to a point. And so that's something that you start to see as you get deeper into your 30s. If you're still single and you're still working on everything, it's like fuck me. These horizons are expanding out. Like I could just travel anywhere. I could go to Japan tomorrow. Go and work as a Japanese male escort. Which, by the way, you should look into that, guys. I saw a documentary on it the other day. I was like, fucking hell, that looks like a pretty good job. There's a high demand for it. Or yeah, I could go to South America and just fucking go, I don't know, just hang around with the fucking G's in South America. Could go back to the Balkans, could go down to Africa. There's all sorts of adventures we can get ourselves up to. Now with cold approach as well, with remote work, there's just so many possibilities out there. And even if you don't have remote work, we can still travel more easily than any other time. There's still people from all over the world in our cities these days. The world is fucking, the horizons are just so vast compared to what they were. And I think if you work at things and you position yourself and you can hit something, I'm calling it escape velocity. You can hit escape velocity where it's like you got the remote work, you got the approach skills, you got your social skills, you got your life dialed in. You maybe got a language skill or something as well. I don't know, whatever, or at least speak English. And you're like, man, I've hit escape velocity. Like, when a rocket has to go a certain point where it's actually escaping the orb, it's escaped the gravity of Earth. And I'm like, I almost like I found a weird way to hit that escape velocity in a way in a vehicle that arguably most people would not even think of as a rocket, but I've actually found a way to do it. yeah, you don't have to be Elon Musk to like fucking fly around in jets and stuff like that. You can actually hit this escape velocity. Um, it's pretty fucking cool. You can hit it quick. One of my friends in the entourage, he has gone from working in a hotel, hospitality, to he's basically hit escape velocity already, like within the space of a year. Like changed jobs, found a remote job, and now he's getting into remote sales as well. So he's not only going to be working remote, he's actually going to be making cash as well working remotely. Now he started his own channel as well, so he's just hitting escape velocity. Same with Ephraim as well at Paul University. You know, he's just got a remote job now, so his approach is sick. Now he's got his remote job. It's like, yep, the guy is just about to hit escape velocity, where he's going to be globally mobile. I mean, with like great social skills, a great network, uh, ability to get women like essentially at will, essentially, you know, just depending on how much time he's got, and that's kind of what is going on in the entourage. A lot of guys are hitting this escape velocity. I was on it already before I joined, but the approach just took it to another level. Um, yeah, but I think I don't know who knows how many people we can get into this orbit, man. The more the better, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, travel. I've got here travel, women, guns. Okay, well, that's self-explanatory. What have I got here? Oh yeah, I was talking with Sinner today. He was talking about he's in his 40s. He's talking about like 55 as almost being like a cut-off point. I thought that was interesting for him. He's talking about like that's his cut-off point by which time he feels he needs to have achieved what he needs to have achieved, and just kind of gone for it to the point, you know, where there's no regrets. I think that is something you start to feel more as time goes on. It's like, bro, there ain't that much fucking time anyway. No regrets, man. Just fucking go for it. Yeah, push yourself as much as you genuinely are able to. Doesn't mean be fucking demented, but yeah. So yeah, we just had an interesting conversation this afternoon, as we always seem to. Um, but yeah, that was his idea. Is 55 is kind of like a cut-off point. Like if, for example, if you were gonna have a family, do you want to be doing it any later than that? Probably not. 55, you could get your sons or daughters to 25. You get them to 20, no problem. You probably get them to 25, but then you'd be 80, and it's like, yeah, they'll be fully fledged adults by that point, but you'll be like, son, look, yeah, I've got to go. I'm checking out soon, yeah. Um, so yeah, um, or just in general, even if you have children before that, you'll be wanting to start to wind down. So things definitely like the window, you know, where you've got to actually make a mark, decide what the fuck it is you want to do, and just fucking die on that rock, man, die on that hill. Um, yeah. So for me, I've already ticked off a few. I've ticked off a few. I've ticked off a few of those. One of them actually, which I don't think I've talked about that much, is my book, which has took me so long to write, which is now finished. I just need to get like a fine edit and some formatting. Why haven't I done the formatting? It's 50 quid to get it formatted. Why haven't I spent that? Why am I being an idiot? I'm deluding myself that I'm going to format it all myself, which I've done a little bit of. It's weird, these games we play with ourselves. Maybe I'm not ready to let it go. I don't know. Because I've been working on it for so long. But yeah, that's a big milestone. For me, I wanted to write a book at some point in my life, and I started that book at 31. It's now finished. It's not even that long. It's like 150 pages, like a novella, basically. Um, but just because of time limitations, it's hard. I always found some time to work on it every single week. I always found a window of time, um, even if it's only 30 minutes. So that was a big life project ticked off. The languages were a big life project ticked off. The travel was. I've got some more in the pipeline as well, but you know, we'll probably never achieve everything we want to achieve. But yeah, if you're still, you know, if you're in your 40s and 50, if you're in your 40s and you still haven't done the thing you've been dreaming about, or you know there's something in your locker, or even in your 30s, it really is time to think about just going, let's get this fucking done. Even if it means, you know, whatever, I've got to, you know, I've got to work all these bullshit shifts to get a bit of extra money together to do this. Even if it's ugly, man. Even this is the thing. Sometimes it's got to be ugly. You can't do it the elegant way, you know, the nice way that feels good. It's just got to be ugly and dirty. Um, yeah, that's what I found with like that book. Is there's so many times I was knackered. I still write anyway. This I still finish it. Felt like shit. Still do a little bit of work on it. You know, whatever. This country, that country. It's just like gritting it out, getting it done. Yeah, I feel like maybe I've not got it edited because I've not done the final thing because I feel like I'm not ready emotionally for it to be over. It's been a little mini girlfriend in the background. Um, but yeah, that was a big one. And we all have our different life goals. Like people have their life goals and what they want to achieve. For me, I always wanted to write from about 21. I knew at some point I'd write a book. And I've actually done it now, so I can kind of put that to rest, I think. Um, but yeah, I've put there 40s now or never, basically 40s now or never. Other things as well, just some final comments here. What are we 41 minutes in? Other benefits of being older, you get more realism with women as you get older. You get more realism, you know. When you're young, you can be naive. All this red pill garbage, oh my god, it's just making people really fucking toxic, making men really stupid. And it's obviously a lot of it's coming from resentment. And it's like, can we not just, the older you get, the more you realize like it's just there's a perspective which is balanced and actually realistic and takes into account what a woman is just based on what you've seen and experienced over the years and what you've actually lived yourself. And there's all so many different types of women, so many different types. There's some that are very high stimulus, there's some that are very low stimulus, there's some that are genuinely reserved, there's some that are very saucy and sexy and sultry. Like we were in a cafe earlier on, and Sinner was having a bit of banter with this blonde waitress in the cafe. The person I noticed though, and I was looking at, was an African girl in a veil. And she was like full, you know, Muslim attire. And she looked at me a few times. And she's one of those who like she expressed herself a little bit, like she had a little ring and stuff like that in her nose. I was like, yeah, she's trying to express herself a little bit, but she's also quite reserved. That's the type of girl that I dig. I like that type of girl. Because it's like I can sort of bring them out of their shell a little bit, but in a way that's I'm kind of safe in a way. I'm not too crazy. I don't know. It's just a good dynamic. It's a bit like, you know, like Lady and the Tramp, and I'm the Tramp, or like Aladdin or something. It's that type of dynamic. Maybe Aladdin, she's a princess, not really the same thing, but yeah, that type of dynamic I quite like. Yeah, there's other dynamics I like as well, but yeah, these different types of girls, they are genuinely different. This idea that all women are the same and all this garbage is just not really fucking. It's just not actually totally true, you know. Um, yeah, they do act differently. They're different around different guys. They act different belief systems, all this type of shit. And so you get that realism as you get older, which is kind of like, yes, they're an evolved animal. They're programmed to basically like hot guys and all this type of shit. And but actually, the biggest thing that is kind of serving us is our social skills. That's what they're programmed to think about, to analyze more than anything. And like, are they all going to be virgins? No. Are they all going to text back when they say they will? No. Will some? Yes. And it's pretty simple if you're a guy, really. It's just like, be seasoned, just just see what happens. And the girls that are like kind of complying with you, basically, for want of a better word, you reward those girls, give them more attention. And the girls that don't, maybe try a few more times, but then fuck it off. Who cares? And that's a simple system. That's a simple system. But it doesn't need to be this toxic thing. Guys have got to get over, like, not every girl's going to like you, dude. Not every girl's going to like you. I don't care who you are. I don't care how charming, how good looking you are. There's some girls just not going to like you. It's just how it is. Or The interesting thing is some girls are like, I've seen it with girls that I know. They might like two or three. There's different guys that they go with over the years. And so it's like, yeah, they like all these guys, but their behavior with those guys is totally different. There's like girls I knew who's like with a friend who was in Marine, and like she was like making him sandwiches. She was just like fucking serving this guy, right? She's with another guy who's basically a different guy I've seen her with over the years, and it's like, yeah, that behavior is different. It's more demanding and whatever. It's not like, so the way the guy acts shapes the woman as well. So some of these guys, it's like, yeah, maybe it's you, bruv. Maybe you're just not acting right, you know. But that maturity should come in with age, man. It really should. It should. So that's an advantage of age. Seeing women for what they are. We're talking about a book in the Entourage. Was it The Alabaster Girl, Dan Perrion? And that's another one as well, which is like a bit like The Game, a bit like Tate, a bit like all of these people. It's like they do say some valid stuff. Alabaster Girl does say some really cool, valid stuff. But there's masses of writing where the guy just worships women so much. It's like, bruv, it's pathetic, dude. It's like, this is not what you're not who you think you are, basically. You're basically a guy with no god who is now worshipping a false idol. Okay, she's just a chick, yeah? She's just a fucking chick. Um, so yeah, I mean but it's still a good book. It's still a good book. I should do a book review on that actually, because there's some really good thoughts and moments in it. And I think a lot of people get a lot of value out of it. But with all these things, you've got to have a mature mindset. Same with Red Pill. Yeah, there's some stuff in Red Pill which is true, but like, you know, and this is actually why some of the best guys we've got, like the hottest girlfriends, or just they were players and stuff. They don't know anything about any of this shit. They don't know about fucking books. They don't even know that there's a space called the manosphere. They literally don't even know it exists. And they're sick because they're just going on a life experience. And there's so many guys like this, man. That's the vast majority of guys who would do well with women. And then there's like a subset who do well because they're kind of like a bit more nerdy and they look up things online. I think I was one of these, but not too bad, but just like I was curious. I would look things up online, get sucked into things for a while, try them. They usually shit, and then go back to reality. So yeah, it's that balance between like, I think it's important to have a generous view of women. I really think that's important. Have a generous view of them, but don't worship them. Like, don't worshipping them is just ridiculous. Like, all women are beautiful. That's what this guy says. Like, probably, I'll take you to the moor in Sheffield. Yeah, you will change your mind. They're not all beautiful. They're not all beautiful people either. There's malicious, vindictive, horrific women. Like, are you fucking real? And there's great women, and there's kind of boring women. There's all sorts, just like there's all sorts of men. It's humanity is yes, there's all fucking types, man. Discernment, yeah, I put that. If you think they're all terrible, they're all the worst in the world, it's all hypergamy, and they don't want to get in relationships, then you lack discernment, and you're just fucking stupid. But at the same time, if you think they're all angels and they're all these beautiful, wonderful creatures, you also lack discernment. You got to have the ability to discern the wheat from the chaff. This is part of life. It's part of becoming more seasoned, and the way to do that, in the case of women, is getting yourself out there, approaching more, going on more dates, having some relationships, and you kind of, yeah, you see what's out there. Yeah, I think anyone who starts cold approach, you should give yourself a year solid of approach every weekend, even if you're dating someone. You should do that. And I put here, next up, single life has never been better. Yeah, I kind of covered that already. Single life has never been better, in my opinion. Travel, international options, these emerging brotherhoods online, like more knowledge of women as well. Like, you think how clueless guys were in Western Europe for the last 50 years, post World War II. It's fucking embarrassing, man. But now guys are learning, man, big time. So single life has never been better. Last thing I put here was legacy. Legacy. I don't know why I put that. Maybe it's something I've been thinking about it for years. Yeah. What kind of legacy you can leave behind? Genetic legacy, cultural legacy. What kind of legacy are you going to leave behind? It's an important thing to think about. So those are my topics for today. I've got so many fucking topics. I'm so into doing this these days. So many topics come up in the entourage. So much of my fucking life over the years was dedicated into figuring this shit out. Like putting heads together like with friends and just trying to figure shit out. Trading notes, yeah. I probably could have started a channel about 10 years ago, if I'm being honest. It's definitely very late in the day, but better late than never. So who have we got in? We've got 4 in here. SB, you still in, mate? It must be pretty late out there in Bosnia. What, like 2 a.m. now? We've got 5 people watching. This is incredible. I feel so popular. Yeah, so if it's entourage guys, hello entourage guys. If it's people who are new to the channel, I am Joseph. I'm the wing bro. I talk about all things dating and cold approach related on this channel. I was a club promoter for 4 years. I did kind of 10 years of hitting nightlife, a night game. I wouldn't use the word game, but just hitting nightlife and partying. So I've seen a lot. I've been around a lot. I have got a lot of experience myself, to be honest, with girls from all different countries and everything. But I'm also not completely delusional. I'm actually humble about what I've done in that sense, because A, it's not really something to show off about, but B, the guys that I know, I know there's like levels to how crazy people's personal life gets, and I've got friends who have personal lives which are just would be totally unrelatable actually to 99.9% of men. It's like they're literally fighting women off themselves. That's a whole other story of how they're doing that. It's usually something situational because of nightlife. Yeah, like friends of mine who are bartenders and stuff, it's just like good looking bartenders in that peak heyday. I mean, good night, man. Good night, Vienna. You are absolutely, it's a joke, man. It's a joke. We look at women throwing themselves at them. It's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. Anyway, so anyways, I've gone on a tangent there, but that's who I am. That's what I talk about on this channel. This relationships and dating channel. I've got other interests, obviously, fitness, business, all sorts of different things. But this channel is dedicated to relationships and relating to the feminine in this crazy fucking world, relating to women in different countries. And the idea is to help people to develop their confidence. One of the main things I'm passionate about on this channel is daytime cold approach, saying a big F you to the rules that say you've got to swipe on Tinder, to the rules that say I've got to wait till I'm in a bar or in a social circle. It's a big F you to all of that, and it's just, hey, excuse me, stop. You look, bang, take your shot. Wait, what? You'd be surprised how often that works, my friend. Yeah, it's a big F you to society. So that's what I love to do. I'm a member of a group called the Entourage. We all love daytime cold approach. We're a bunch of nutters. We go out into the streets and malls and we pick up girls just apropos of nothing. It's fucking crazy. And so I talk about that a lot. And then this live, at the start of this live, I was talking about this. It's a crucible of self-development. It really does push you psychologically and mentally in a way very few things do. You can be a big tough guy in the gym, you can have started a business, you can do all these different things. Get yourself into some cold approach, you will see some insecurities you don't want to fucking see. You will. And then you'll get through them if you keep going, and you go on some crazy hero's journey shit, and you come through the other end, and you just be like, I'm good. I'm good. I know myself. I'm good. I'm here. Daddy's here. That's the energy you're gonna be coming through with after a couple of years of cold approach, man. After you've done your freshman year of cold approach, you'll be a different person. And that's why I did the thumbnail the way I did. If it's something you're interested in actually, learning how to do, you can watch the rest of my channel. You can see the demonstrations I do. There's going to be a lot more coming through because this channel is all about being real. It's not about just being a fucking talking head. I've done a lot of those kinds of videos, but the reason I did those videos because I know I'm real. I wouldn't talk about it otherwise. So now you're starting to see a few more of the actual approaches. You're going to see many, many more, many more this summer. We're going to be getting them in. And yeah, if you're actually interested in learning the noble art of cold approach, you're actually learning yourself, actually getting good, finally breaking down that door where you can become the man you always wanted to be. This summer I'm running workshops, so we do immersion workshops, 3-day workshops where you basically learn like just a phenomenal rate, push yourself emotionally, and I'm there with you every step of the way, and it's fun, it's fucking amazing. And then after that, I give 90-day support. So you're out doing sessions at each week, and we're developing things, we're working on different things. And what you're seeing over time is you become a different fucking beast, man. You become a different beast. And you'll get to a point fairly fucking quickly where, depending on how you start out, obviously, but if you're a decent guy starting out, you get to a point very quickly where your life is looking very fucking different. Very, very different. Certainly within 6 months, but often you get some early wins as well. So that's my program. I'm running those this summer. I'm gonna be in Barcelona in July. We're confirming August. That's not confirmed yet, but I'm excited. There's some potential destinations I'm looking at, which I'm very, very excited about. August is not confirmed, but it will be in Europe. So that's the kind of summer plan. If you're interested in actually getting involved with a workshop, you can book a call in which we discuss whether it's a good program for you. To be honest, whether you actually have what it takes. To be honest, it does take something. It takes some commitment. It does take some focus and some determination, and whether it actually would be the right thing for you, or whether something else would be the right thing. It's not for everyone, but it is something. It's definitely changed my life for the better. And so I get guys on a call. We talk about what the options are for the program, and we take it from there. So there's a link in the description, calendly.com/wingbro. If you want to book a call, chat to me about those immersions. And also, you can just see stuff on the channel as well. There's loads of information on the channel now. You can pretty much binge watch the channel at this point, and you will learn something. I think maybe I was shy about starting. I think I was shy about sharing a lot of this stuff at the beginning. So I was talking about other things. I was talking about being a remote worker. I was talking about all sorts of philosophy and stuff. Aside, eventually, what is going to be useful to other guys that I really fucking am qualified to comment on, to a, let's say, top X% level. I don't know. It is this stuff, man. It definitely is. And what also motivates me is seeing other people who, like guys who've got entire channels and they're just all talking heads, and there's not a single footage anywhere, not even a hint of them talking to a woman, and all they're saying is things like how cold approach is low status and bullshit like that. Got no fucking clue what they're talking about, man. It's hilarious. So yeah, like I think it's Bukowski said like, he's not motivated by how good a writer he is. He's motivated by how shit everybody else is. And I think there's a little bit of that with this channel. Like, to talk about it, my friends in the entourage, they're actually all knowledgeable. They're actually all good. But there's some fucking hilarious people out there who fucking evidently don't know anything, but they're still putting videos out. So yeah, let's combat the misinformation. Let's try and win this information war for the guys who come across this channel. Is there anything else this evening? I feel like we're just winding down here. We're coming up to the hour mark. Yeah. Who have we had in here? We've had Luke. We've had Matteo. Is anyone else in the entourage? Let's have a look. I've got 3 phones here, like an absolute true Albanian coke lord. Some of the guys from the US actually, some of the guys from the US, they can sometimes tune in. Ephraim might be tuning in on his radio while he's driving around. So yeah, is there anything else to say? Well, the age thing. You know, me and Sinner were talking about that today. I'll talk about that a lot more in my next video. So I just done a whole video on that. But yeah, the age thing is really interesting. Guys should be very optimistic. We're very fortunate to be men. Actually, we're very fortunate. It's hard. It's a hard slog. But overall, I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change, man. I wouldn't change. A woman, kind of like in terms of her attractiveness, it's like she's like a blossoming flower. She's just pure nature. It's a beautiful thing if they do blossom. But then after a certain point in time, it does get a lot harder, man. It gets a lot fucking harder for them. Yeah. I have noticed as I've got into my late 30s, I've started to find women in their mid 30s more attractive, which I didn't at all before honestly, before this year. I didn't find any women in their 30s really attractive, or maybe 30 was the cutoff. But I've met a few recently who were like 34, and I'm like, I couldn't actually believe they honestly looked about 25, even early 20s. So yeah, there's a lot of hot women in their mid 30s as well. Fair play to them, man. Like fair play. You know, I actually respect it. You know, I really do. So that's the kind of, yeah, it's been a new discovery this last couple months. It's like, yeah, there's actually fit women in their 30s, dude. Like, and it's not a cop out. They're like genuinely fucking fit. So yeah, that's interesting as well. Anything else? Do we have anything else to say? I'm not going to show you the state of my room. It's fucking absolutely disgraceful. All my books, my Serbo-Croat books that I was reading. And I've got this here. Just to try and pick up some words. But I'm finding with that, my brain, the way my brain works is I'm very, like, it's nice to do a little bit per week, but I'm in and out of that. I'm in and out of that language learning stuff. I think it can become a distraction, actually. I've got to be a bit careful. I've had this in the past with different things where I can get distracted off by a passion project. I'm like, nah, bro, you need to focus on so many things. So, yeah, I still listen to a bit of Serbian music and stuff, but I like, occasionally look at some vocab and stuff, but more just been focused on my actual work and then Wing Bro stuff. Yeah, this last 8 to 9 days been the busiest of 2025. I've not had a day off since about the middle of the month, early month. Yeah, about 2 weeks. I've not had a single day off for 2 weeks. Tomorrow will be my first day off in 2 weeks. Although to be fair, I did finish early today, so that maybe that counts as half a day off. Still, it's been fucking mental. It's been mental. So boys, we will leave it there. I don't want to just drone on about my personal trials and tribulations. Fucking learning Serbo-Croat, but glad to get on the live. Trying to keep it up, trying to keep them going. I don't think I've had a live since. I don't think I've done one since the immersion that I delivered last week. So I won't talk too much about that, but that was a great. Yeah, the student did fucking well. But yeah, because I was away last weekend doing that, I didn't get to come on Thursday or Friday. So back now this Friday. What have we got planned coming weeks? Probably be going over Manny again next weekend, hitting the streets, Market Street, the Theatre of Dreams. One of the best places, honestly. I think honestly is one of the best places in the world to approach. Maybe, honestly, for me, it's the best. I'll be honest. I want to say there's some exotic location that's better than Manchester. I really want to say that. But it's fucking insane. It's so good for cold approach. not just for the women. The women are fucking amazing, and there's loads of them, and they're the right age. But it's also the logistics of the city and the concentration of action in one place. It's just like perfect. It's like all the rivers have been funneled into one thing, and just this just constant stream of girls all the time. So you're not there's masses to go at. You're not worried about getting seen, like seeing the same girls over and over again. That just basically never happens. You just done like two, three approaches on a street. You can turn a corner and you're in a new world almost. You can wait 5 minutes. The streets will be completely cleared. Like you're not going to see the same girls again. Like that very rarely happens. So yeah, it's a fucking amazing city to approach in. Amazing. The logistics are amazing, dude. Amazing. You've got, if it rains, you can nip under into the Arndale. Like, so you've got a big mall to go into. You go into Selfridges. You've got fucking, what a place, man. What a place. So dynamic, so concentrated. Um, there's places where I've found slightly more attractive girls, although I really do rate the girls in Manchester. There's places I find more attractive girls, but logistics, I've never seen, I've not seen better logistics than it, in my opinion. Um, Places like, yeah, Santo Domingo, there's good logistics, are pretty good, but there's a street I used to call, it's like the kill street, where there's so many options to approach. But then the problem is the girls walk up and down, and then they come back the next weekend, so you do end up re-encountering them. Then some of them get pissed off, they send you messages and stuff, the ones you got, like, it's quite funny. um so you have to punch a little bit clever out there. um yeah, around different parts of Europe. There's just something special about Manchester, man. The Theatre of Dreams. What a place. What a place. So I'll probably be back there next weekend, see if we can get a bit of filming in, or at least just go and do a session. Um, Hang out with the boys in the office. Black Sheep. Anything else coming up that's interesting? No, onwards and upwards. We'll just keep going. Boys, laku noc. Good night. God bless. And I'll see you on the next one.